ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततन्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. Verse 29. आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्. So, Bhagavan is showing here that Atma is wonder all the way. That's what Bhagavan wants to convey here. Ashcharyavat pashyati. One looks upon the self as wonder. That's it means. Then Kashit Ashcharyavat pashyati enam atmanam. Then says Kashit Ashcharyavat vadati. Well, similarly another speaks of it as a wonder. Tathaiva cha anyaha means in the similar, in the same manner. Then Ashcharyavacchaina manya shrunoti. Anyaha enam atmanam Ashcharyavat shrunoti. This is how syntax goes. So, another hears it as a wonder. So, one looks upon the self as a wonder. One who knows the Atma, definitely wonder. There are three things involved, we will see that. Then similarly, another speaks of it as a wonder, and another hears it as a wonder, and still another, Shrutva api, enam veda na chaiva kashit. Even after hearing about this self, does not understand at all. Still another, some people, even though they listen, they do not understand anything regarding this Atma. This is how Bhagavan says, and we find that is correct. That is very much true. Right now we can see that. Anyway, so we should take the very first sentence itself has a lot of things in that. A lot of things are, it's a loaded sentence, we should say. Pujya Swamiji always says loaded. So this is loaded with meaning. Ashcharyavat pashyati kashit enam. Enam atmanam. So definitely enam atmanam ashcharyavat pashyati means kashit drashta ashcharyavat. First thing. Because pashyati has three things. Drashta, drishyam, and the darshanam. Three things are there. Here drashta means a knower, not seeing the Atma. That is not possible at all. So definitely drashta is one, means the knower of the self. Well, correct. Then the known, that is Atma. Well, that is also wonder. So Ashcharyavat drashta, knower. Ashcharyavat drishyam, that is Atma, known. And Ashcharyavat, the knowing, knowledge. The knowledge of the self also is a wonder. Everything is wonder. The knower of self is wonder. The known Atma also is a wonder. Atma itself is a wonder. And the knowledge of Atma also is a wonder. And we are seeing now what does Bhagavan mean in this sentence? Well, the first thing I told you, the knower of the self is wonder. Because before he really knows the self, he has to undergo a lot of things. And the requirement is so big. So generally we don't find such a person who fulfill this requirement for knowing the self. That's what it means. And therefore, because every human being who is born with these three doshas, three kinds of impurities. And this, to remove this impurity itself, we don't find anybody. Where is a question of knowing? That's the later part. To become even qualified for knowing itself, you won't find anybody. That's how it is wonder. And malam nivrutti should take place. Mala nivrutti means how it takes place. I have told you this malam here in terms of malam is impurity. The mala and then vikshepa and then avarana. 3 types of impurities are there before he really knows himself as a the self, as a Satchidananda. And the malam is basically, I told you, this nitya naimittik. Basically, these impurities can be taken care of by nitya naimittik karmas, which I have told you. We need not bother in this current. In a contemporary society, we should really concern about not Vedic nitya naimittik karmas, but only Panch Mahayagnyas. That which we really can do. And we don't find, but you are talking something wonder, yeah, that's what I am going to talk. That even you won't find the person who is doing this Panch Mahayagna, very first thing. Well, so that Panch Mahayagnas has been talked already in Veda, and therefore you can, any other Nitya Naimittik karmas, obligatory duties and daily duties, even if you don't do. This also is coming from the Veda. So it is from Taittiriya Aranyaka, which talks about this Panch Mahayagnyas. Very beautiful thing. And this is within your reach. This is within your reach, when anyone can do. And what result will come, that I will talk to you later. In fact, I have told you also. Panchava ete Mahayagnyaha satati pratayante satati santishtante devayagnaha pitruyagnaha bhutayagnaha manushya-yagno brahma-yagna iti. It is in Taittiriya Aranyaka. And 210, that reference is 210. And these 5 Mahayagnyas, well, which is a representative karmas for all Nitya Naimittik karmas. And they are Devayagnyas. Devayagna means worship of Lord in any form. Chanting of Lord in any form. Then the chanting of Stotra Pathas, etc. in any form. Japa of Lord in any form. All this is Devayagna. This is Nitya Karma. Please understand this. It is to be done on a daily basis. Daily basis, without fail. And you can just compare it with our daily karma. Our ordinary daily karmas. Like taking bath, cleaning the teeth, etc. You can take that way. And if you don't do, what happens, you know. Therefore, even if you don't take bath for few days, I think, then nobody allows you to be near, and you are cleaning the teeth, etc. These all karmas are nitya karmas. You cannot, why should I take bath today? You don't ask that kind of a question. Or why should I clean my teeth? Well, definitely. Even naimittik karmas, also cleaning our nails and everything. So you can understand the purpose. Anyway, so Deva Yajna is first thing. Then the second thing is Pitru Yajna. And worship of parents and forefathers. If parents are alive, then definitely you respect them, take care of them properly, etc. And offering your namaskar. This is the Indian culture. That's how, and you all are, you well aware of, so I can talk. And therefore, and our culture shows this respect. Pitru Yajna has been told, because it has been shown in the Upanishad itself, the respect towards the parents, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, etc., etc. Well, then the third one is a Brahma Yajna, worship of the scriptures, of the Rishis, etc. And so we do Saraswati Pujanam once in a year, etc. Well, that is there. And other than that, well, we have, we can study the Shastra. Brahma means here Veda as such. And Brahma has a 4 meaning. I have told you, I think. Brahma means Brahmaji. Brahma means Veda. Brahma means Brahmana. And Brahma means, by caste. And Brahma means also our Brahma, Satchidanand Brahma. So 4 meanings are there. And so here Brahma means Veda. So Brahma Yajna means serving the Veda. How can we serve it? We study. The study itself is a great service. And then you share. If you have some knowledge, share with others. That's also called Brahma Yajna. And definitely not only in terms of Veda, anything which you know come in regard with, regarding Shastra, anything. Like you know Vishnu Sahasranama, and you daily chant, and somebody asks you, can you teach me Vishnu Sahasranama, and you start teaching. That's also Brahma Yajna. So you know Bhagavad Gita, and you teach somebody Bhagavad Gita, like that. Everything, not only just Veda. Sometimes we don't know Veda. How can we teach? So chanting, you teach the chanting of the Shastra, or you study the Shastra, learn the meaning, and share even the meaning also. Everything Brahma Yajna. Okay. Then fourth is Manushya Yajna, or even supporting Pathshalas, etc., who are, who are teaching the Shastra, etc. If you support in any way, well, that also is Brahma Yajna. Then Manushya Yajna is, worship or a service to the humanity. And you can take here any type of social service, feeding the children, feeding the orphans and everything, that kind of thing, or any other thing. Whatever skills you have, you teach to somebody. Whatever knowledge you have, other knowledge compared to the Shastra, other than the Shastra, well, that also if you teach, you teach some skills if you have, like you know the cooking, and you teach cooking skills to somebody. Yeah, it is endless. But so this is way Nru Yajna. This is also daily basis. On a daily basis, these 5 things we have to keep in mind, that daily I have to do these 5 Mahayajnas. And fifth one is Bhuta Yajna. Well, worship and service to the all living beings other than human being. And that's how people, basically, bird feed and everything. That's how we can consider that. There are a lot of things in this. But basically, so these Panch Mahayajnas are Nitya Naimittik Karmas. If one takes care of that, definitely one can be free from malam. And this malam is basically, it is nothing but this durita. It is in the form of a durita. So if you want knowledge of Atma, basically this comes in your way. It doesn't allow you, because you have not performed Nitya Naimittik Karma. If you perform, then they will provide you the boost. They will allow you this, if you do this kind of a karma, basically duritas go away. The obstruction goes away. You will be able to, Shravanam you can do better, Mananam you can do better, Nididhyasanam you can do better. And so any internal obstacle or outer obstacle against this our goal, in our way to the pursuing this, will be taken care of. This is how we should understand Nitya Naimittik Karmas. Second is Vikshepa. I have told you this. Vikshepa also is that kind of a thing. Vikshepa means basically extrovertedness. And otherwise also Vikshepa means just a wandering. Even if suppose Ragadveshas etc. are not there. Another, extrovertedness also involves Ragadvesha, but even if they are not there, you don't have that bhoga buddhi towards the objects of the the world, objects of the world, sense objects basically. Still, person's mind keep wandering and wandering. Well, then it has to be taken care of by upasana. So Vikshepa also can be taken care of by upasanas. And of course the extrovertedness can be reduced to a large extent by creating a dispassion towards objects. And that we have seen, we have to teach our own mind basically that there is a natural tendency of a mind and the senses to go out and contact the sense objects, and you basically teach your own mind so that it will not move away like that. There is another thing also in that which I could not tell you yesterday, and this I will tell you. The Bhartruhari has in Vairagya Shatakam has given a very beautiful verse, and it says like this: Avashyam yataraha chirataram ushitvapi vishayaha viyoge kovedas tyajati na janaha yastu amun vrajantas swatantrayat atula paritapaya manasaha swayam tyaktya hyete shamasukha anantam vidadhati. It says like this: Avashyam yataraha chirataram ushitva api vishayaha. These Vishayas, the sense objects, will avashyam yatarah, they will go away. They will go away, and that's our own experience also. Any kind of sense object we have acquired with a lot of effort and everything, well, they go away. Chirataram ushitva api. Ushitva means staying with us. Chirataram, for a long time, even if they stay with us, avashyam yatarah, they will go away. Viyoge ko vedas tyajati na janaha yastu amun vishayan. Yaha amun vishayan na tyajati. Viyoge. Then there will be a tremendous pain. Yaha amun vishayan na tyajati means one who does not give up voluntarily. Then definitely there will be viyoga. Because they have nature of going away. Jayate gacchati. Iti jagat. Ja stands for jayate. Ga stands for gacchati. This is its nature. And you want to hold on to that. And their nature is to move away. And they move away. They go away. And definitely it creates a tremendous amount of a separation. And creates a lot of pain in our heart. So then it says, Vrajanta swatantrayat atula paritapaya manasaha. Manasaha vrajantaha swatantrayat atula paritapaya manasaha. Means this mind will undergo a lot of pain because vrajantaha swatantrayat. These vishayas swatantrayat, independently vrajantaha, they will go away. So swayam tyaktya hyete shamasukha anantam vidadati. Before they leave away, you leave them. That's all it means. Before they leave you, you leave. Then definitely you will not have a pain. That's what it means. Then why should we leave? It's our prarabdha and we have got the objects. Why do you worry about it? So basically, my point is, that dependence is there which creates a sorrow in you. And therefore, Vishayas are the one which definitely, they because of Vishayas only, our life is running, sustaining. So you should have a Vishaya, different objects, sense objects in your life, definitely. That only runs your life. It sustains life. They sustain the life also. But more than that, if you, for security and happiness, you depend upon them, then they will really give a slap on the face because they have a nature of, going away. Any object you see, in our own life, many objects have come which we were dependent upon, and those things have just gone away. Within no time, it just goes away. And so it is better, it is more intelligent approach that one, before they leave, we leave them. That's called living the extrovertedness. This is called living extrovertedness. And therefore, this also, if one becomes free, well, then the second dosha also, you become free from the vikshepa also. And also I told you vikshepa means just wandering. It doesn't have any attachment towards objects, still it keeps wandering. We want a focused mind, and definitely for that purpose, because here what is involved is Bhashyakara has, Shankaracharya ji has told a very beautiful thing in Vivek Chudamani. More than sadhan chatushtaya sampatti, of course sadhan chatushtaya sampatti is required, but more than that, even one has to be vidwan. Vidwan means one should have a capacity. Medhavi, vidwan, etc. has been told there. Medhavi means one should have a capacity to understand and to sustain it. It is called in Sanskritam grahanam and dharanam. Grahanam means you are able to understand it, and dharanam means you are able to sustain it in your mind. It just evaporates. As the class is over, everything evaporates because the mind is tremendously agitated with lot of anxieties, lot of fears and whatnot, worries and everything. And so we require basically a focused mind. And if it is not focused, it is called vikshepa. And one can become free from this kind of a vikshepa with the help of upasanas. That's a very big role. Karma and upasana is a very big role. And that's how everything has been described even in a Purva Vibhaga of Veda, as well as upasana has been described in most of the Upanishads also. Because even if you don't have a ragadvesha, etc., you may have less extrovertedness also, but still your mind is not focused. To make it focused, various upasanas have been prescribed in every Upanishad. So anyway, we need not even, Swamiji, those are the Vedic upasanas and we cannot do. That's correct. then our own Ishtadevatas Upasana, we can do definitely, and that definitely makes your mind more focused. And so, but what were you discussing, Swami? You were telling something wonder. Yeah, that's what. The knower of the self. To get qualification for knowing the self is wonder. Very rare. One who is free from this mala and vikshepa, you won't find anybody. That's all. No, don't find anybody. But Swamiji, we are there we are present we are all there in. So I'm not talking about. We are talking about somebody else. Let us, because that is. I don't want to lose you, basically. But you and me know that to an extent we are not focused people. To an extent we have raga dveshas. All the time we see the world always painted. Paint is the one which does not allow you to see the reality. That's the definition of a paint, which does not allow. That's how when we want to sell our old car, and by look itself we feel that even we won't fetch even a $300. What you do first? You paint it so that it looks new. Therefore, or even the home, you feel that all the walls and everything are now faint and everything, and so looks so old house. What you do? Just paint. We think it has become new, but the reality is we have actually covered with the paint all these things. What was there inside? Our grandsons and granddaughter and everything, they with that chalk stick and color, and the whole walls they paint everywhere, put like that, and it doesn't go now. So what you do? You just paint over it. Fine, that's all. So Ragatveshas are basically paints. And they are there all over in our mind. And the world appears there. When it props up, any person even props up through that mind, immediately it gets painted, totally. And so sometimes, you have a yellow paint and an orange, very eye-catching. And sometimes with black and red and everything. So basically, we don't see the creation as it is. All the time, it is painted with the ragadveshas. Anyway, so this is how. So malam means removing all these things, and vikshepa also means even focusing the mind, etc. And basically this is how two things are covered. Still the third dosha is there. What is the third dosha? Third dosha is this avaranam. Ignorance is still there pertaining to the center of the self, and also it has to go. And for that, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam has to be done. Rarest than the rare. Therefore, this is Drashta, is absolutely Ashcharyavat. Is the one who looks upon the self, one who really knows the self, is a wonder. That's a meaning of the first thing. Well, then drashta, other than drashta, in that there is something else also is there. What is there? Self-knowledge itself is a wonder. Because once you say knowing, means knower is involved, known also is involved, that is Atma, and the very knowledge is also involved. The self-knowledge is a wonder. Oh, it's wonder? Yeah, it's wonder. Why? Because when I suddenly discover that I am the whole and everything is centered on me, everything is me, then it is definitely a wonder. I tell you, you and me, when we have heard for the first time, we must have felt like this. In our all mind of all the people has come, it is impossible. This is impossibility. First, now you all know as a fact, but this reality of myself seems to be an impossibility. And then slowly it has become a vague possibility. And finally, it becomes real or true. So even the self-knowledge is also a wonder. And what is said by the teachers of the Vedanta, who gives this knowledge, what they say? They say anything that is experienced is myself. Abba, anything that I experience by me is myself. I am all the sounds. I am all the forms. I am all the smells and source of smell. And 1 minute. I am the source of smell. I am all the taste and source of taste. I am I am all the colors and the source of color. Swamiji, what are you speaking? What are you speaking? I am speaking self-knowledge. That is how, this knowledge is of the self is like this, yeah. That's how I say it is wonder. Well, and then not only I am the food, I am also the one who eats the food. Swamiji, this all is in Upanishad? Yeah, it is all in Upanishad. It is all in Upanishad. Brahman is Annam and Brahman is Atta also. It has been there in Taittiriya Upanishad, in Bhruvalli. I mean, whatever I am giving you, I am just giving you from the essence of the Upanishad only. So that is, I am the one who made these Vedas. I am not merely the reader of the Veda, I am the author of the Veda. I am the one who understood by means of the Veda. I am the essence of the Vedas. I am the one who is Lord Brahma. I am the one who is the entire creation. This entire creation belongs to whom? It's of me. Whole creation belongs to me. I mean, whole creation is me. And then other than me, there is nothing else. And therefore, I am the most unique in this creation, who is in all the forms. And in Shiva Purana, that is been quoted by Vidyaranya Swami in Panchadashi, chapter 8, it quoted like this, that I am the owner of the entire creation. Well, this Jiva, who is in nothing but in form of Shiva, is this, I am the entire creator, entire cosmos. Previously we thought, that we were under the rule of this ruler, and the law of rule is this dharma, etc. And we have to follow the dharma, and there is one who definitely gives some judgment based on our dharma, etc. We are the karta and we are the bhokta, and we have to do according to dharma, etc. Adharma we have to avoid. And this karma phala data is there, other than me, who will give me the karma phala in terms of all this prarabdha and other things, sanchita, etc. And so definitely we were feeling like that. Now, well, this I'm in the form of even karma phala data. I am in the form of a Manu. Swamiji, are you definitely Vamadeva said that. Aham Manu abhavam Suryascha. That is how Vamadeva also tell. In Garbha itself he told. When he was in that womb of a mother. Well, anyway, so this Manu and even the Lord Surya and everything, I am in the form of a Manu, you can say, or I am in the form of a Lord Sun. And well, this is what was there in the past, remote past, at the time of creation. Well, whatever at that time, what was there, that is me. And that was me, even if you say that's okay. Right now, whatever is there, that is me. And whatever comes in the future, I am that. This is how the self-knowledge is? Yeah, this is how self-knowledge. And therefore, even the knower of the self is wonder. The self-knowledge itself is a wonder. Well, I am the entire truth of the entire creation. There is nothing other than me. Even I think if you might have heard the lecture of Pujya Swamiji before 2 days, you would have come to know that. And I will quote you the Swamiji's words. I am the one who is most significant in the creation. There is nothing else which is significant. In our life, there is a big list of significant things. Big list. In fact, I am the one who provides the significance to them. They are totally insignificant things. Fufu. It is called fufu. Everything is fufu. And I am the one who provides the significance to everything in the creation, and including money, including power, including position, and whatever you say. And that thing particularly, you are overwhelmed by that. Well, don't get overwhelmed. You are that. You are that. Don't be overwhelmed by that. You are well. So this is okay. Okay, you are saying, and since many days we are listening to you, but but this very big but comes in between. Well, you can be able to appreciate this when you really, through meditation, etc., when you really come to the level that I am just consciousness, then at that time you will be able to appreciate this. Right now, sitting in this one body, and if I tell you, you are the Lord's Son, and you are this, you are that, and then you will not like it also. That is how sitting in a one body, being embodied. And if you want to, being embodied means telling one body as a self, and then I tell you, you are everything. How are you going to appreciate it? How are you going to appreciate it? And therefore, basically, the knowledge only sinks in. Knowledge sinks in when you definitely come to the level of that I am just consciousness. When you in meditation you come to that level, I am consciousness, definitely you will come to. And we have seen in Tattvabodha how you are just consciousness also before few class. We have started with the physical body, and then we said it is an object of consciousness, etc., etc. And when that time, I am just consciousness, when you arrive at that time, if you think like that, then it makes sense. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, right now, immediately it should make sense. It may not make sense, because all the time I have identified with this physical body, considering this physical body, which is just a insignificant thing, as myself. And then if I tell you are the most significant in the creation, and you are the only thing in the creation, etc., etc., you are Manu and you are this, and then it doesn't make sense. Definitely. But anyway, this what I am saying is the nature of self-knowledge is just a Ashcharyam. So Bhagavan says, Kashchid enam pashyati, enam atmanam pashyati Ashcharyavat. Kashchid, somebody, rare one. Enam, this atmanam, Kashchid, somebody sees this, knows this, self as a wonder. Then definitely now, two things we have seen. The knower of the self is wonder, definitely, because all the three kinds of impurities to remove is a very big challenge. To remove the ignorance is a big challenge. Even before removing this ignorance, all other impurities, mala and vikshepa also, to be freed from this is a big challenge. And so this is Ashcharya. Now what is third thing left? Can you tell me? So drashta is over. The knower of the self is over. Then knowledge, self-knowledge is also wonder. Now what is left out? Atma alone, right? Atma is also a wonder. How do you say Atma is a wonder? Or Brahman is a wonder? The object of knowledge is also wonder. Well, I will tell you that. First thing is, I will give you the Ishavasya mantra, that is, and little explanation of Ishavasya mantra, which really shows the nature of self through paradox. A very paradox itself is Ashcharya, it's a wonder. And therefore, to look at this Atma, to see this Atma, what is described in Ishavasya Upanishad in the 5th mantra, itself proves this. Tadejati tanna ejati taddure tadva antike tadantarasya sarvasya tadu sarvasyasya bahyatah. Tadejati tanna ejati. Tadejati. Ejati, age, company. Meant it shakes, it vibrates. Tad means this Brahman, Atma. Atma all the time shakes. Atma all the time undergoes a motion. And that is very true. Very, very true. Because Vedanta says this whole universe is Brahman, that is yourself, you are saying. And universe is dynamic. Universe is, everything is moving. The largest objects are also moving, and the atom also is moving. Everything is moving. And therefore, if universe is Brahman, then Brahman is under the motion. And therefore, Tadejati means Brahman is constantly under the motion. What are you talking? Brahman cannot have any motion, because basically Brahman is all pervasive. All pervasive cannot have any kind of a motion. Brahman is in form of a jiva, and jiva constantly is in motion. Right? You say jiva and jagat, everything is Brahman. Then definitely jiva also moves. Let's forget about what happens after prarabdha to go to the other loka or to the other body. Even before that also, it is under motion, constantly moving around here and there. And that jiva has been told by the Upanishad that you are Brahman. So if Jiva is Brahman, then Jiva is in motion, then Brahman is in motion? Yeah, Brahman is in motion. Oh, this is a big problem. So Tade Jati, Brahman is in motion. Now let's first resolve that. You see, what happens is, before few years, when this particular, I think America only has sent a satellite in the orbit outside our Earth, in the orbit it has sent. And especially in the night, when you watch that, you feel that a star, which is self-illumining star, as though is moving. I was considering as a self-illumining star, and I have never seen other stars moving at this speed. You can note the speed. That's how it was moving. Then I asked somebody that, look at this particular star, other stars look stationary, but this star is moving constantly. He said, Swamiji, this is not a star, this is satellite sent by this America in the orbit for some purpose. But I said, it is okay, then this satellite has inside some lights, etc., because it is all the time lighted up. And I am able to see even in the night also, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I used to see that. He said, Swamiji, it doesn't have any light. Then how does it looks like a self-illumining star? He said, the sunlight falls on it. And sunlight falls on it, and the whole that satellite starts shining. And so you feel like a self-illumining star is moving. What is the content here? The content is basically the sunlight which is not moving at all. That sunlight, when it falls on a satellite, and if satellite is moving, we feel the light is moving. Sunlight, the star which is moving, and that is self-illumining. So we feel the light is under motion. Actually, the satellite, which doesn't have any light, is under the motion. So the motion of the satellite is superimposed upon the sunlight. And so we feel the sunlight is as though moving. Well, that is not correct. And same way, there is another example can I give you before I explain you that particular part of the verse. There is another thing also you will see, especially in monsoon or even here any time. So sometime you will find scattered clouds in the sky. Scattered clouds, not totally covered. Sky is not totally covered. Scattered clouds, and that also during night, when the scattered clouds are there and there is a full moon day, suppose full moon night, right? And then you will see the full moon as though passes through the clouds, and the full moon is moving around. Basically, the clouds are moving. The speed. The moon also is moving. I know that. But right now, between the clouds and this moon, with the speed, you feel the moon is moving with a great speed, but actually clouds are moving. Right? So that is how the motion of one object is superimposed upon the other which is stationary. That's what I mean. So Tade Jati. Now come here. Brahman is motionless because Brahman cannot move at all. It's all pervasive. It cannot move. But basically all the upadhis which reflect the Brahman, with a reflected consciousness, definitely you find a movement which belongs to that upadhi. You feel it is the movement of the Brahman. But Brahman doesn't move. But that itself shows this is very amazing thing. The nature of Brahman is such. Well, all the upadhis which are non-separate from the Brahman, even the upadhis are moving, and they will move definitely, because the whole universe, which is nothing but all names and forms called upadhi, they are under motion, they are constantly undergoing change, but we feel as though Brahman undergoes a change. And even the third example I can give you, if you don't feel that I could not appreciate this, third example is the pot space. this all pervading space, it is not moving. Let's accept this right now. So all pervading space which doesn't move, but the pot space keeps moving, because along with the pot, right? The pot moves, along with that pot space also seems moving. But basically the all pervading space which is appearing in the pot feels that, it is looked as though it is under motion. Basically pot is moving, not pot space is moving, because the entire pot is in the space, and therefore pot space also cannot move. But you feel that as though the space is moving. That is how the motion of the pot is superimposed upon the all-pervading, steady, stationary space. Same way, all upadhis, the names and forms which are non-separate from Brahman, well, then they are moving, you feel the Brahman is under the motion. This is how the Brahman is Ashcharya. Definitely, Brahman appears as though contrary to its nature in the universe. Then second thing is Tan Naijati. Definitely, now you can understand it doesn't move. If you know that this is the movement of a upadhi at all, well, then definitely you come to know the reality that Brahman doesn't move. So Tadejati, Tan Naijati, when you look at from the standpoint of a upadhi, well, you see the Brahman is moving, because actually the upadhi or particular name and form is moving. And when you really know the reality, you keep away the name and form, well, then you find that Brahman doesn't move. It's all pervading consciousness which cannot move anywhere. This is how the nature of Brahman is, which is Ashcharya, of course. So qualified space looks moving. Same way qualified consciousness looks moving. Qualified consciousness through upadhi. Well, tad dure tad vantike. Tad dure means Brahman is too far. Tad dure. Tad means this Brahman. Brahman is too far. Tad u antike. It is very, very near. Well, this is contrary. Again, tadejati tannejati vat. Brahman moves, Brahman doesn't move. Contrary. We have seen that. Same way, tad dure. Brahman is too far. And it is very near. Which is too far cannot be which is very near. This is contrary. And what is that about what you are talking? About Brahman I am talking. That's how it is also Ashcharya. See, everyone, this also has to be understood properly. Basically, Brahman is, the jivas basically, as they are born and they start this journey of life, all the jivas in the entire universe are moving towards Brahman. And therefore, but nobody knows where the Brahman is, basically. And therefore, people keep moving and asking the direction that where the Brahman is. Swamiji, what are you talking about? Listen that first. And therefore, everyone is moving towards Brahman. Anyway, everyone's goal is basically Brahman. Everyone is moving towards their goal. No, but my son doesn't move towards this Brahman. He's very busy in his business and he wants to earn some money. Okay, sir. Money is Brahman. What can you do? Money is Brahman, and therefore through money what he is seeking is Brahman. Okay? And therefore, basically, anybody, whatever their goal is, ultimately that goal is nothing but Brahman alone. Security, pleasure, etc., or happiness, etc., when one is seeking in one's life, or peace, etc., anyone who is seeking in life, well, this is the goal. And so everyone is moving towards that thing. Okay. And definitely, and that Brahman is the happiness, and everyone is seeking the happiness. That is the goal of everyone. And therefore, basically, Brahman is Ananda Sarupa. That is the goal. And so everyone is moving towards that. What happens is, the people who they are moving towards Brahman, and in the process they gain varieties of the objects in the journey. And they hoard these objects also. And definitely, when they hoard the objects, they are hoarding it for the happiness. Definitely, they are hoarding it for happiness. But instead of getting happiness, they end up with sorrow. Very beautifully said, Ichchantaha satatas sukhani vishayan grindanti dukkhatmakan. Basically, everyone is satatas sukhani, ichchantaha. I am in search of, Swamiji, one object which makes me happy throughout the life. Throughout the life. Well, if you are in search of, please keep searching. Please keep searching. Please keep searching. That Brahman is very far. Very, very far. So far. Tad dure. Tad dure. And so keep on doing the journey. Now, one life is not enough. Next life, third life, fourth life. And in between, Swamiji, but then if I don't get Ananda at all, I don't want to continue my life. Well, that's how sometimes you get the shadow of Brahman in the moment of joy. The shadow of Brahman. Shadow of Brahman, yeah. You get in between some sukham, Vishaya sukham. That's called shadow. You yourself are reflected in it, and then you think that that object is giving the happiness. Actually, you only manifest in the mind, and you take it as yourself because of ignorance, which we have talked about. I don't want to talk much. And therefore, basically, whenever you are getting a moment of joy through all the Vishayas, they are really in search of Ananda, and they get also in between, but that is just a shadow of Brahman. They are not getting Brahman. And this is compared beautifully by one Acharya. He says the child is very adamant, and the child and his father both are sitting in outside, outside the home. There is a space. They are sitting there. It's a full moon day, clear sky, and child wants that Chanda Mama. They call Chanda Mama. Child wants that moon. Now what father will do? Tell me. What father will do? No, father is very smart. Father is very smart. Naturally, that Chanda Mama cannot be available. Chanda Mama is that moon. Is not available to the child. He cannot bring it. What he does, he brings a mirror. He brings a mirror and put near the child's lap, and in that this moon is reflected, and that child feels that Dad gave me what I wanted. Dad gave me the moon which I wanted. It is not the moon, sir. It is the shadow of the moon. Moon is very far. Same way we are also children. We don't know. We are in search of the joy or Ananda, happiness. That is Brahman. But that we don't know. We feel that this particular object is giving me happiness. That object is giving happiness. That is the shadow of it. That's how in Kathopanishad very beautifully Yamraja said, Parachak Kaman Anuyanti Balaha. He also used the word. Yamraja said we are children. Parachak Kaman Anuyanti. Well, the objects of happiness are there outside in the world. And people are searching there. They are searching Brahman actually. Brahman is Ananda Swarupa. But they are searching in the objects and they are getting the shadow of it. And like the child becomes happy, getting the shadow of the moon, he becomes happy as though he has got the moon. Well, our situation also is like that. And for such people, Brahman is too far. Further, I will tell you something else. Now when he is traveling in this direction, I am talking about this Jiva, Ajnani Jiva, who is in search of Brahman, and when he is traveling, he gets tired. So Bhagavan has done a beautiful arrangement. Whenever you get tired, suppose you get tired, your physical body is tired, let's say, then Bhagavan gives you rest in terms of providing the deep sleep. Deep sleep is the one in which basically your physical body gets full rest. Then you have another body because you are Jiva, you are conditioned consciousness. Definitely you are identified with the three bodies. So all the three bodies should be provided some rest in the journey. So first physical body is provided rest, and that is Sushupti. That's a deep sleep state. Then second, you get a rest when you leave the body. So the death provides a rest to the subtle body. How can you say, Swami? Because during this life, physical body gets rest often, but subtle body does not get rest. If subtle body comes to the rest, means the person has gone. Prana has to be there active all 70 years. And prana means prana, apana, vyana, everything. That's how you go to sleep, you go to bed eating full. And when you get up, you need breakfast. Means during night something is working. So basically, even in deep sleep state, some of the part of your subtle body may be rest, but not a complete rest. Prana has to be active all the time. So the subtle body has to be provided rest. And therefore, before it enters into the next body, and it has to be so active all the time, well, the subtle body has to be provided rest. And then this journey continues. Then causal body also has to be provided rest. Causal body? Yeah, causal body. When the causal body will get rest? Where all these impressions, which I talked in the morning, all the time impressions and my karma are manifesting. Impressions and karma. Whether it is a dream world, whether it is a waking world, all the time. But ultimately, causal body, which consists of all this unmanifest, my karmas and my vasanas, that also should take rest. And pralaya gives a rest even to the causal body. Means causal body dies? No, sir, don't worry. It is not active. That's all. Causal body in pralaya is not active. So Bhagavan gives in the journey 3 places, 3 destinations to give the rest to 3 types of bodies. And the person now, after pralaya, when the srushti occurs, he is fresh now with all the condition with the 3 bodies. This jiva then again starts in search of Brahman. And when he is searching, he is asking the direction. In which direction I will get Brahman? In the west, in the south, in the east, in west, or in north? Where? Then nobody answered, because nobody has seen the track of Brahman. And therefore, ultimately he searched and he found one Kathopanishad mantra which says where Brahman is. And even 15th chapter he was chanting during before the lunch, and suddenly a tube light struck, because it has been told urdhva moolam ashwatha, etc. Oh, this entire creation cause, that is Brahman, is urdhvam. It is above, not east, not west, not north, not south. It is above. Oh, then above means where? Above means where? Where? 2 billion light years away? 5 billion light years away? 6 billion light years away? Where is that Brahman? Then another Shruti statement has come to his rescue. What is that Shruti statement? Yadayam anuttara murtihi. Anuttara murtihi. This Brahman is anuttara. I mean, Brahman is at a particular a place in above, after which there is nothing. Oh, maybe I think 12 billion, 13 billion years light away. Let me do a good packing. And by the time he started packing to go to, in search of Brahman, he wants to go above. So he's packing everything. By the time this earth has moved. And so now, and the earth has moved. Now something else has come in front. What I am saying is, I made this all story because Brahman is too far for the people who are ignorant. The same Brahman is too near who knows it as a self. Right? You see, that's how I used to tell always. If you want a happiness in your life, just take a cup of coffee and sit in a chair. That's all. Only 2 things are required. But I need not have to go. People are moving around. Swami, you see the entire creation, what they do, they are in rhythm. They are dynamic. They are all in search of happiness. Yeah, but you sit down. You just sit down, have a cup of coffee, and with that lazy boy chair, doing like this, just think. This should be active. That's how coffee I am telling. This should be active all the time. That's enough. Hey, Brahman is right away. It is so near. Nothing is near than that. Yet, U, that's how they say, Tad U Antike. U means Nishchit. It is definite. Antike, Samipe. This Brahman is just in the form of myself. But like that, there is a journey, and here also there is journey. Yeah, there is journey. What is that journey? Well, Brahman, then Maya, then Pancha Mahabhutas, and then this gross body. So start from the gross body, go inside, subtle body, then go inside, causal body. Causal body is non-separate from Brahman. Oh, but that is the whole, everything has come from Brahman? Yeah, Brahman. Then Brahman has transformed into 3 bodies? Brahman has transformed into 5 elements? No. This is just a appearance of Brahman. Don't worry about it. Just an appearance. So it is Vivartam. Don't worry at all. So right now, Brahman is available as yourself. Don't worry. It has not transformed into 5 elements. It has not transformed into any subtle body or a gross body or anything. And so that inward journey in which you will go and strike to the self, that is I, that Ahankara itself has a source called Brahman. So it is very close. This Brahman is like this. I was not knowing. Tad dure, tad antike. So Brahman also is a Ashcharyam. Everyone, that's what Pujya Swamiji says. What you are searching for in your life is yourself. Search will continue. Unless, because of some punyam, you come across that what you are searching for is just yourself. That's where it is in the form of a very searcher. And if so long if you keep on searching outside, it is dure. Even pralaya also comes. Billions of years passed away and the new creation comes. This fellow, after becoming fresh, even the causal body has also now become fresh. And so he continues the journey till he comes to know this. And when he knows, he really could not say anything because of shame, because what he was searching for is for so many years, now because of his own foolishness, ignorance. Well, it is right here. So Pujya Swamiji says, one who really discovers the Atma is a Brahman, they don't say anything. They have nothing to be proud of. They have nothing to boast. Nothing to boast, because this is mistake. Once you correct the mistake, you don't boast, or you don't loudly tell that, oh, I have done mistake. There is another foolishness. There is another foolishness to tell about the mistake. That's how the self is. Self is wonder. Brahman is really wonder. Tadejati, tannayajati, taddure, tadvantike. Still the third thing is there. Tadantarasya sarvasya, tadu sarvasyasya bahyata. That we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.